Hey there, I'm Dr. Alyssa, and welcome back to the Trimester Bubble. I'm a chiropractor and dynamic body balancing facilitator at Body and Balance Chiropractic. We support mamas, mamas to be, and babies by helping them live their best lives. Here on the podcast, we're going to be bringing you educational content for the pregnancy journey, along with guest specialists that are going to support your beautiful pregnancy. We know that this is often a confusing and lonely time, and all of us here at the Trimester Bubble want to support you on your journey that is mamahood and raising littles. If you're local to Boulder, Colorado, I'd love to invite you to our monthly free meetup where we discuss how to have a pain-free pregnancy. We meet in person at the Community Roots Midwife Collective. And while we're together, we talk about why pain in pregnancy is common, but spoiler alert, not normal. We also give you tips and tricks that you can do at home so that way you can have a pain-free pregnancy. Plus, come meet other moms and build your community. We meet on the second Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. for 1 hour, plus some times for Q&As. So we'd love to see you there. To register, head over to our website, www.bodyandbalancechiropractic.com, and click Schedule Online, and then select classes and support groups. If you like this episode, please share it with your friends. It would mean so much to us. All right, let's get into the episode. So welcome to the Trimester Bubble. We are formally Balancing Holistic Mamas, and the time came where we just needed to do a new and improved update to our podcast. So joining me is Dr. Catherine Hammond. Hey, Dr. Catherine.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, so Dr. Catherine is the other chiropractor at Body and Balance Chiropractic, and we work together to help support mamas and mamas to be through their journey of pregnancy. So why did we name this podcast the Trimester Bubble? Well, our clinic is in Boulder, Colorado, and everyone in Boulder, we always refer to it as the Boulder Bubble. We have this little community full of wonderful healers, wonderful practitioners, and all of these people who are experts in their field. And we wanted to share that information beyond the little square of Boulder, Colorado. So that's where we got the bubble part from. And working with pregnancy, we realized that we have trimesters 0 through 4 and beyond. Each piece of that pregnancy, preconception, postpartum journey, something special happens. So we want to talk about all those little special pieces. And that first piece happens in trimester 0. And that trimester 0 is when you start to think about if you want to be part of this pregnancy journey. So Dr. Catherine, what do we see when it comes to that trimester 0 time?
So when I think of trimester 0, I think about bringing balance to mom first so that they can have a pain-free, stress-free pregnancy. Some things that we address are fertility, nutrition, nervous system support, stress management, and then just how chiropractic care can support your journey, whether that be IVF or a more natural way.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we always encourage all of our patients that if you're thinking about getting pregnant, starting with chiropractic care and some alternative health really helps to balance out your body ahead of time. If mom is balanced, then baby is balanced. So we can start with smoother delivery and just pregnancy in general if we work to get you balanced ahead of time. And ultimately, once you find out you're pregnant and you enter that first trimester, that's a really important time to also continue to work on this balance. And Dr. Catherine, what do we see from that front?
So in trimester 1, this is when we get just a big influx of hormones. This is when moms have morning sickness, nausea, fatigue. And so again, just transferring that balance that we had preconception into the first trimester. So that starts from the head all the way down to the feet in the office.
Yeah. And in this first trimester, one of our big focuses is on our dynamic body balancing work. Dynamic body balancing is a form of craniosacral therapy. So we love to use this to help with that balancing of the hormones in a really gentle way. And then we move on to trimester 2, and that baby starts growing.
Yep, this is when we get the big shifts in the body. So baby's growing, we get that shift in the center of gravity for mom, and we get these aches and pains that start popping up. This can be pain in front of the body, so around ligaments, the uterus, all the way to the back. So back pain, sciatica, all those fun things that can sometimes pop up during pregnancy.
Yes. And so this is the time where most people think about chiropractors. This is where
Mhm.
the light bulb goes off of like, I don't feel good. Um, and that's why that trimester 0 and 1 is so important to make this trimester 2 and trimester 3 a little bit easier.
Mhm.
As we move into trimester 3 in the office, things start to look a little bit different.
Definitely. So this is when we start to focus on something called the Webster technique. So that's a specific chiropractic adjustment and analysis for pregnant women. Some goals are balancing pelvis and sacrum and making sure we have a good strong connection to the uterus and all the muscles that are involved with baby growth and baby delivery. And then we also do some of that dynamic body balancing as well. So making sure everything's balanced, uterus doesn't have any torsion in it, and just setting mom up for a safe and effective delivery.
The trimester 3 is also where those dynamic body balancing techniques include some spinning baby techniques. So we do things like side lying release and inversions and standing sacral unwindings. All of these things help to keep mom and baby balanced for that labor and delivery. And then we also support during that labor and delivery to help make sure that as baby is making its entrance onto this side of the womb, we can be there to support through that.
When we think about labor and delivery adjusting, we want to focus on mama and making sure that the pelvis is moving, the SI joints have opened up, and that baby has enough room to descend into the pelvis. So we just want to make sure that she's comfortable and assist her in any way that she needs during her delivery.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of my favorite things to notice when I'm part of a labor is the sacrum, which is the triangle bone at the back, it moves with each contraction.
Mhm.
So we check to make sure that that sacrum is moving and opening. So that way, more space for that baby to get out, where every millimeter counts at that point in time.
Absolutely. Yeah, making sure that the sacrum's moving in a uniform fashion and making sure baby can get down there.
Awesome. And then trimester 4, which in my opinion is one of the most important trimesters of how do we continue to support mom and baby and family unit during this part. We have so many pieces that we can do to support everybody.
Absolutely. This is a super important part and maybe the most important when we think about all the different trimesters. We see mom adapting to her new role, and we see baby and how they adapt to their new worlds. And so we support mom, see how her delivery went, if there's anything we can do to address that, and just help baby adapt, whether that be feeding, helping them use the bathroom, go to the bathroom, all those digestive things, making sure that they can get a good night's sleep. So there's a lot we can do during that 4th trimester.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun helping everyone get acquainted with this new little person. So over the course of our time together in the trimester bubble, we're going to be covering things supporting all phases 0 through 4 of the trimesters. And we're going to also be going over a lot of commonly asked questions that we get in our office and that we even get out of the office. I am I was just on vacation and was chatting with somebody in a hot tub who had a 20-month-old who was like, whoa, wait a minute, you're a pediatric chiropractor? Why would my 20-month-old, there's the words, why would my 20-month-old need chiropractic care? So I'm always sharing little things with parents, regardless if I'm at work or if I'm not, and answering those questions. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to us. There'll be contact information in the show notes, and ask those questions so we can make sure that they are covered for you. And some of those questions we're going to get answered are, what is craniosacral therapy? What is dynamic body balancing? Also, how do you know if chiropractic care is right for you? At what point in time do you want to start getting support with those alternative health cares? Why would you want to see a chiropractor or an acupuncturist or a craniosacral therapist? And then we have a lot of questions about movement and nutrition, what to eat, how much to move your body, the best ways to move your body, what time you should eat, how much water you should be drinking. So we'll cover all things nutrition, movement, stress management, how to know what your hormone levels are, and things that you can do at home, most importantly, to manage. Because let's be honest, Dr. Catherine, how many moms do we see who have 2 toddlers running around at home that maybe getting into practitioners is really hard for them?
It's very common.
So we want to make sure that you have tools you can do at home. So that way you're supported if maybe time doesn't allow you to get out of the house. And the questions that we always get is, what makes us here at Body and Balance Chiropractic and the Trimester Bubble, what makes us different?
I hear from many of my new patients is they have had chiropractic care in the past. It's worked really well for them. They love it, but they don't want to feel like they need to come in 2 or 3 times every week. We hear this so often. And what we tell them is we want to get to your root cause of your dysfunction and your pain. And to do that, we have something called active care. So that's going to be getting you out of pain. And then some of that is maintenance care. But we don't want chiropractic care to be a Band-Aid for you. We want to see what is really going on. So we don't have to see you in our office 2 or 3 times a week. We want to set you up, give you exercises, and get you functioning at a level that chiropractic care may be a thing once every 2 months for you. So that's just getting down to the root cause of what's going on in your body.
Absolutely. And that root cause, I always look at bodies as like spider webs. And so if you can imagine a spider getting a bug caught in its web and how that whole web changes shape. Well, with that web shape change, you might have a pull on your knee, but it's actually coming from the bug caught in your shoulder. And that's what Dr. Catherine and I do, is find where the bug is in the spider web, slowly pull the bug out, and then unwind the rest of the spider web so you can get back to a state of balance. And that's what we do with every single one of our patients, whether they're a newborn struggling with latch, a individual working on getting pregnant for the first time, or a mom in her 3rd trimester getting ready to deliver. And finding that root cause, balancing the body, balancing the nervous system, and really taking that less is more approach.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So we are very excited that the Trimester Bubble is back in action with a new name, a new look, and a new feel. And we believe that pregnancy, it takes a village. And we want to bring that village to you and offer you support for your mind, your body, and your emotions through all the trimesters of pregnancy. Thank you so much for joining us on the Trimester Bubble. We so appreciate your support. If you know another mama or mama-to-be who could use the information in this episode, please send this link to them. We'd also love to hear from you. Send us a message and let us know your thoughts or any questions from this episode. I'm Dr. Alyssa with the Trimester Bubble, and we'll see you soon.